CR101radio.com, podcasts, and more.
20. Fence breakers. One of the very distressing things which I so often encounter is a large number of people these days who are demanding justice when they should be asking for mercy. Again and again, people who are themselves guilty of wrongdoing can only think of the wrongs, often very real and fearful wrongs, done them. But the old saying remains true: he who lies down with dogs will rise up with fleas. We cannot associate with thieves without being robbed. We cannot break laws without being broken ourselves finally. Solomon stated it clearly, quote, "Whoso breaketh a hedge, a serpent shall bite him." Ecclesiastes 10:8. Let us examine its meaning. In ancient Israel, fences were usually hedge fences. A man surrounded his field, vineyard, or orchard with a thick, impenetrable living fence. This hedge fence then became a nesting place for small game, for birds, animals, and of course snakes. Poisonous snakes found the hedge fence a wonderful place to live, cool, shady, and full of food. Now and then a bad neighbour would try to let his cattle or livestock into a neighbour's field for some free food. The only way to do this was by breaking or chopping through the hedge fence in the darkness of night to give his livestock a chance for a good feed in a grain field before morning's light. There was one serious drawback to this dishonesty: the likelihood of snake bite in the dark while breaking through the hedge fence was very, very great. No one could try such a trick more than a time or two without getting bit. Now Solomon made a telling point by means of this fact, quote, "Whoso breaketh a hedge, a serpent shall bite him." End quote. Every kind of fence, especially and particularly God's law, which is a fence to protect godly society, has within it a judgment on its fence breakers. Those who break God's law will find that out of that law will come a judgment against them. In other words, there is a hidden, lurking penalty in every act of law-breaking. The very nature of God's world of law is that every law has a hidden penalty for its violation, a hidden serpent which strikes at the trespasser. Have you broken any of God's fences lately? A lot of fences, God's laws, are being broken, and a lot of people are too feverishly busy breaking down the law to see that serpent of divine judgment striking at them with death in its fangs. The wages of sin are still death. The gift of God's mercy is eternal life.